Welcome back, strange crew. You are tuned into another trip through life's deep cuts. We hope you enjoy the ride.
Keep it strange.
In 3, 2, 1, we are rolling. Welcome to the show.
We have a special guest this time. Our friends that we met about a year ago, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a little over that now.
Yeah. At Queens of the Stone Age, who are awesome musicians and in their own right. Everyone, welcome the Orchids. Welcome to Strange Grooves.
Hello. Thank you for having us.
We're stoked. It's been an interview we've been really excited to actually do for the better course of the year. When we met you guys online, it was just I don't know, you guys are hustlers. You seem to love music. I know one of the things was, age and trying to get in to see some of your favorite bands. And I know what that's like. And I just thought it was so cool, seeing you guys over the past year grow and be playing shows and be coming to New Brunswick. So for those who may just be tuning in and hearing you for the first time, how would you describe your band and who you are?
Yeah, I'm Rhys. I play guitar and I sing.
Well, I'm Alexis and I play drums, and we're kind of like a punk, stoner rock, fuzz garage rock. Band. Yeah, power duo something from Truro, Nova Scotia. And yeah.
And so I know from us talking in line at Queens and stuff, what some of the things that might have inspired your sound, but what are some of the influences that made you want to go in that direction or create music like this?
I mean, definitely for me, Queens of the Stone Age and Kyuss, and also some local bands too, like Eric's Trip and Elevator to Hell, of course.
Yeah, initially it was a lot of White Stripes and sort of punk rock stuff for me, like the Black Flag or Descendants and things like that. And then, we all sort of morphed it all together into what it is now. So
that's super cool.
Yeah.
I really like your music because I love Queens of Stone Age. I love Kyuss. I love prog rock. I love all things punk rock. I'm just curious, is it something that you aim to do, or does it just kind of flow out of you naturally?
I think it was kind of a natural thing. I mean, I grew up listening to a lot of stoner rock and fuzz rock and desert rock and stuff. And I listened to a lot of punk too growing up, but Rhys especially did. So I feel like when we kind of combine our love for punk and stoner rock together, when we started writing original material, that just would come out naturally with the riffs he would play or the drum parts I would play. It just kind of comes out naturally when we write original stuff, just all our influences. A lot of the time, we'll write a song based on whatever artist we're listening to at that time. So we have certain songs that are inspired by one specific artist. So yeah.
Can you take us through a few? Who are some of the?
Well, Breaking Edge, that's a Minor Threat song, I'd say, and then The Robes would be our Kyuss song, and then things like that, or Can I Live might be sort of Dinosaur Junior kind of song.
Nice.
Yeah, and just bands like that are really the main. Those are three pretty big bands for me. You like most of them, but yeah, we all just like a lot of the same stuff, and so we just kind of we brought it all together to make the sounds that we make, I suppose.
What brought you guys together as a band?
Well, we met in high school. We were both in the symphonic band together. We're both in the percussion section. Yeah. And then we also were in the high school rock band together. So we met through that and discovered we'd really similar music tastes. So then that summer we were let's start a White Stripes cover band. And that's kind of where it started, playing with each other. And then from there we started covering songs by a bunch of other artists that we liked. And then from there it just evolved into us writing our own material. and it's just kind of evolved from that.
Can you
I
tell us a
know.
little?
Go ahead, Rhys.
Oh, go ahead. I was going to say, like you mentioned, start writing your own material. Can you tell us a little bit into your songwriting process? Like, is it collaborative? Does someone write the lyrics? Does it start with a beat? Can you like take us behind that?
Most of the time it's me messing around on a guitar in my room, and then I might, for that I'd write like a basic form down with lyrics in mind, or I'd have maybe a riff and then stash it away and then bring it out later. And then I have a pretty basic idea of a structure, and then I bring it to rehearsal and see what she thinks, and then she might, change a thing here or there, or change a groove, or add a section of some kind, and then that's usually how it goes.
Mm-hmm. It's pretty collaborative, I'd say.
And my question was going to be, having lived in, the Maritimes my whole life, 30 plus years, there was a time where a lot of bands like Queens of the Stone Age, only in the past 5 years have bands like that really been coming to the Maritimes. I think one of the reasons why I love your music is because you're way ahead of the game on that stuff, and you know what effects to use. You know, based on seeing some of these bands that you've gotten to see, what they're throwing down too. So does it make it harder for you to make music, or is it just more fun to kind of find tools and just have fun with it?
I think it's not harder. I think it's more inspiring to see stuff like with bands like that, with Queens, they have such an iconic sort of style and sound to them. And then you try to capture something in the vein of that, and you take the bull by the horns and kind of write around that. And it's writing and just hearing something is cool, but when you're actually seeing a band, it changes everything, because it's two different entities, what's on a record and what's actually being performed live. And they both have their qualities, but I honestly might prefer seeing a band rather than listening to their album.
Yeah, I definitely find like seeing some of my favorite bands live like definitely like inspires me to like keep doing what we're doing, because it's like I want to get to that point someday where I'm playing a show like them, or maybe even playing with them someday. So
right.
I just find it really inspiring, and I just love going to shows and seeing Queens of the Stone Age 3 times now. I'm like, oh my God, like imagine being at that level. But it's like I want to push to try and get as close to that level as I can. So yeah.
It's always amazing how sometimes, how going and seeing music live can almost change your perspective on it. Like I've had a few, like metal music has been one of those types of genres for me. Like I don't sit around and listen to it a whole lot, but when I go and see it live, I'm like, I get right into it. Primus, one of Kate's favorites. Like I never listened to them a whole lot, but it wasn't until I started seeing them live that it like takes you to the next level. So I always find that.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the Primus Drum Derby, the auditions?
I
didn't know.
It's pretty cool. I don't know if you're a fan of Primus, but it was kind of neat because what they did is there's like over 6,100 auditions from people from all over the world, and they just did it through YouTube. They'd use a hashtag, and then they went through all the videos, and they picked 12 people out of all of those submissions, got them to resubmit, and then they flew them out to their jam space. And like Fred Arm is in, there's a bunch of like comedians. Maynard's in it. He's like the towel guy. It's kind of funny. They all go through these drum auditions, and then at the end it shows who they picked as their new drummer, and it shows them like writing a song. And it's interesting to see bands that have, the money and the gear and the foundation to be able to just do that. And they, you could think that they might be stuck in their ways, but then someone comes in, they're inspiring to work with, they're easygoing, and that's what makes a really nice collaboration. Two people who are hungry for the same thing.
Yeah.
Do you guys find that being on the East Coast has helped your music opportunities wise, and you have bands elsewhere? And is there somebody or a band that's really inspiring to you on the East Coast?
Yeah. I mean, some bands that like I always like looked up to Like Which Witch is Which is a big one. I grew up listening to them, and my dad, he's like was friends with a couple of people from that band. So when we first got a show with, we played like our first show with them, like that was like a big deal to me. And
Oh,
we played like 2 or 3 shows with them now.
Yeah.
About to play another one soon.
Yeah.
So it's like really cool that we're like comfortable playing with like a band like them now. Like
Yeah.
it's really cool. And another band that we're both super into from the East Coast is Conductor. They're from Cape Breton, and we played a show with them, and they're like amazing live, like so good. And it's like there's like a lot of, I feel like the East Coast music scene's super underrated, and there's like a lot of really good opportunities out here too. Like you don't necessarily have to be from Toronto or America or whatever to get your name out there. Like I feel like we've done a pretty decent job, like just because of where we live. Like we don't even live in Halifax, we live in like Truro. So I think, yeah, we made a lot of really good connections with a lot of really awesome bands on the East Coast, and the scene here is really good. Like I think it's really solid, and yeah.
Yeah, it's always been very strong, like on the East Coast, especially in like the 90s when it kind of all took off with, you know, Sloan and Eric Strip and Elevator and the Monoxides and Iron Giant. Even like those, it shows you that you can do it. And I think that like based on like the surroundings, it's sort of, I won't compare it to Seattle, but it's like it can get very rainy and cold, and there's a lot of, you know, sometimes you get stuck inside and you just find a way to do something. I don't know if it's not necessarily like being secluded from the rest, but there's definitely a strong thing, like a strong scene here of just people doing it because they love it. And then, you know, but some of those bands, like they get, you know, Iron Giant and the Monoxides, they did a lot of stuff. Like PJ.
Oh, yeah.
And Conductor's been out west. But we've gotten lucky too. Like, and I think that's why it's such a big deal when a band like Queens of the Stone Age comes, because no one really does or did. Even like when Cross Dog came, that was crazy.
That's huge. Yeah, I wish I could have went to that show. They're awesome. I watched through your stories. Like I think she's amazing. I think the whole band's great. But yeah, we just never really had that kind of visibility. And I think what happened too, like over the past, I'd probably say the past decade, we had so many of the bands like Monoxide, they were kind of going on to those next phases and really focusing on their businesses and on different things, right? So it really allowed space for a lot of the new East Coast momentum and the new venues and the new ways of supporting each other through the pandemic and the different associations, Music Nova Scotia, Music New Brunswick, things like that. It kind of helps us figure out maybe where the gaps are and support each other a little bit more, right?
Yeah, but they also still laid the groundwork, and I think for the work that they did still affects like what we do now with their like just drive to do stuff and you know, showing the world you don't got to move out west to make it. You can just do it from home. Yeah. And it's very inspiring to do and see.
Is there an artist that you would want to collaborate with, like on the East Coast or internationally, or and not maybe not even a bucket list, but just right now? Is there somebody that you're like, you know, it'd be really cool to play with these people?
I'd like to play with Cross Dog again if they come back. I remember, I think they jokingly, maybe not jokingly, but were like, you should come to Ontario with us. And we were like, oh yeah, I mean, name a time and a place. But I think that would be really cool if they came back, because we got along really well.
Mm-hmm. I'd agree with that, yeah.
And it's good for their music to also get to know like different parts of this region as well, right? Because there's fans on both sides, so you guys could do a cross trek over.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Right, and just like have some good people on the bill. And I think that's ultimately what it's come down to for me, is that people, I don't know, I'm not lumping us all into a group, but I think people just work hard and they want to be around good people. And when shit gets tough, they want to have good tunes to really thrash to and like also cry hard as fuck to. And it's important to just make good stuff. Otherwise, you know, get out of the way and let some other people do it. You know, there's a lot of saturation out there, and I've always found that you guys are very refreshing from the ways that you release your music, the way that you are on social. I find you guys so fucking raw and punk rock and so non-try hard. So keep doing what you're doing. right? Because everybody else is like, you know, sorry, everybody we've ever interviewed. But it's just, I find a lot of people are really just trying to go through the hoops of trying to bring awareness to their bands and their businesses, and trying to be everywhere all at once because they want to make ticket sales. They want their merch to sell. Like there's expenses from being in a band as well. So I think the more that you guys keep it real the way you have, the more that you'll continue to thrive. And we support you tenfold. We want you to come to St. John. So hopefully that'll be on the table soon, because that would be so cool to have you guys here. I know so many people would love to see your band and would be blown away by the fact that you guys exist. I mean, we sometimes are able to post about things when we see your content, but I think that would be also something like how when Crossdog played there, it opened up a lot of the eyes for New Brunswickers because they've seen that band for the first time. So that visibility is really important.
Yeah, we'd love to. Name a time and a place and we'll be there.
Careful.
I'll do it. Next calendar invite you get from us, it's like, oh, you're playing a show. I wanted to chat about, so at the end of March, you guys dropped your debut album, which is exciting. I guess, can you tell us a little bit about that and sort of how the first month and a half of the release has been going? What's been the reception?
Yeah. Well, we started recording that album back in August, and then we finished recording in like November, did like a few sessions, went back a couple times, redid stuff. It was recorded by Jeff McDonald at the drum room in 3 Fathom Harbor. It was fantastic to work with. And then our producer and was Chad Pack, and he also mixed the album as well. He's from the band Kestrels, which is also, they're also East Coast legends. Yeah, and then it was mastered by Scott Miller at Ancient Temple Recordings, and then finally it came out March 28th, finally. And I think we've had a pretty good reception from that. Like, I think people are like, oh my God, finally. Yeah, I didn't know what to expect on release day. I'm like, oh, are people really gonna like go crazy, or is it just gonna be like chill? But there was a lot of people. I knew there was people that were like into us and would come to our shows, but like the amount of like notifications I was getting that day was like crazy, which was really good. And yeah, we've gotten a lot of recognition ever since that album got put out, and I think it's a fairly strong first album, fairly strong debut album. And yeah, it's been exciting, and it's nice to know that people like your stuff. I mean, you still get compliments a lot, and the biggest is probably that it sounds like us live, because that was our main goal. And so I think, I think we achieved it pretty well, because we basically did everything live off the floor and not separate. So yeah, we definitely did not want it to sound like an overly polished album, because that's not how we sound live. Like, we're pretty raw live, so you know, we wanted, there's like some purposely placed imperfections on the album, but we never play everything like perfect live either. So you know, it kind of works out, and I like the sound that we got from it. And yeah,
well, it's more organic that way. It allows you to grow with it over time. You know what I mean? Whether it's 5, 10, 35 years from now, it allows it to kind of grow holistically, so to speak. Yeah. Right. Yeah. And like, there's been, Rhys and I, we basically spend our whole time now working to go to concerts. And there's been a lot of bands that we used to love their studio albums, and now their live show definitely like totally surpasses, you know, their albums. Right. It's a whole other game changer. And I mean, one of them for me, that really blew me away was the Deftones. I've loved the Deftones for decades. But when I saw them live, I was like, it could be hit or miss. They were phenomenal live. Whole other level live, right? And there's been so many bands like that, a Perfect Circle, System of a Down. Like, you would think maybe because of the chaos or the real impact of every note and every chord, how it might not translate live. So, I mean, it's the fact that you guys do that work, I think that goes back to kind of what I said before. You guys are not try hard about the things that you don't need to be. You're doing it by going out to shows and researching and going to other people's shows, and like, you're not douchebags. Like, you're actually nice people. You're fun to watch. You have fucking awesome music. So I think like you guys are going to continue to thrive in any way that we can support you and put that out. We will, and we absolutely will plan a show. I mean, we're happy to do one in the summer if you guys would be down for it. There's a lot of good bands coming to St. John, like this for Area 506 even that we're not used to, like Cancer Bats, Alexis on Fire. Like it's going to be pretty crazy to have them coming back through the city, right? So it will be cool again, right?
Yeah.
So love to have you guys down, right? And we usually ask this question, so I'll get Rhys to ask it for you, but it's a hybrid. I'm going to do a two-part question for this. Because I'm older now, and I like Friends, I don't like to make new ones or find new music sometimes unless it happens, organically. And I'm just like, I love it, and I go right down the rabbit hole on it, and I either like it a lot or I'll never listen to it again. What is something you've been listening to lately? And then to Sharice's question.
Yeah. So what is something you've been listening to lately? Love that one. And then you are trapped in a room. We're not going to go into the backstory of how you got there. And there is a record player, and there is 3 records. What
for
are
eternity.
For eternity. You're not. This is like hipster. What are the 3 records, and what are they? Like, what are the 3 records, and why?
And don't worry, what you say doesn't define your music taste today. Don't go back in 5 years and say, actually, he said this, and he doesn't even like that band as much.
No, if you ask me this tomorrow, it will change.
Yeah. I'm like looking at my record collection over there right now, like trying to think.
Get in there. Yeah. It's hard, I know.
You want to go first?
But is there something you've been listening to lately that you just really love throwing on?
Yeah, I'll answer that question first. Lately, I've been listening to Frankie and the Witch Fingers a lot. Me and my dad are driving up to Montreal in the fall to see them, which I'm really excited about because I've been wanting to see them for a long time, and they're like really blowing up right now. They got a new album coming out soon. I've seen videos of them playing live, and like their sound is like just as accurate as they're recording, and it's like insane. So yeah, Frankie and the Witch Fingers I've been really into. Jucifer I've been really into for past honestly year now. I've just started getting the Turnstile lately. I'm really excited for their new album too. The band Brutus, I've been really into them. There's probably so much.
This is why I asked this question. Such solid recommendations for the audience. Yes, we are building a playlist.
Yeah. Oh, there's so many other ones. I just I'm blanking right now. Do you want to name me gold?
I'm happy.
Let's see. Recently I've been listening to a lot of the first Black Rum Motorcycle Club album. A lot. Cross Dog a lot. Which is Which a lot. I'm like her. I really like Sidewalk by Frankie and the Witch Fingers a lot. And is there anything else? Oh man, sorry I'm blanking, but it's hard. It's a hard question. Okay. And then 3 records for all eternity. I would say, as of right now, oh man, I'm gonna go Song for the Dead. Song for the Deaf. Sorry, I'm not posing. Sorry. Song for the Deaf. Probably Peter by Eric's Trip, and then.
No, go ahead. I just saw something.
Oh man, and then maybe Ziggy Stardust by Bowie.
Cool. Love that.
Love that. Classic.
Maybe.
I thought of another couple bands I've been listening to recently, which Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats.
Oh yeah.
I've been listening to their album Mindcrawler a lot. I've been listening to that CD a lot in my car recently. And Boris, I've been listening to a lot. I'm looking at my CD collection too.
Weed Eater.
Yeah, Weed Eater we've both been listening to a lot.
Melvins.
Melvins, of
yeah,
course.
nice.
Yeah. For my 3 records I'd have to listen to forever, being stuck in a room. I'm gonna go with the first Queens of the Stone Age album, the debut. I'm gonna go with Spiral Shadow by Kalisa, and I'm gonna go with Your Woman, I'm a Machine by Death
Oh
from
yeah,
Above.
that's a good one.
Mhm.
Okay, I love that. I was curious because I know in our chat you were talking to me about them coming
Yes.
when you were in line. I was just like, oh, and I remember reaching out. I was like, did you get in? Oh my god! I was just like, come on, let her in.
Yes, I know. And then they announced like more dates for that tour. And then I saw Montreal was one of them. And I was like to my dad, I was like, we have to drive to Montreal. Like I have to see, like, I knew I was gonna see them someday, but I really wanted to see them on this specific tour because there's certain songs from that album that I know like they're never gonna play live again. Yeah. So I was like, I have to see them on this tour, especially.
It's business development. It's investment, right? You're a musician. You have to invest and do professional development. This isn't just for leisure. This is important. So that's how we frame that.
It's almost like networking.
It's just
I was like a grant available that will fund this trip just to ensure that you get this visual experience to enhance the music coming forward.
Yes. I was like on the streets in Montreal the day of the show, and I'm like, where are they? Where's Sebastian and Jesse? I need to talk to them. I didn't see them in person, besides like at the show. But yeah, that show was unreal. And then like now I'm seeing them 2 nights in a row at the Shore Club.
Good for you.
So like it's just insane. I'm so excited.
I'm thrilled for you.
Ever. Yeah.
Yeah, I know how that feels. That's how I felt when
for
the first time I saw them, and then I saw them like 2 or 3 times in a row right after, and then I saw them, and then like pandemic hit, and then we were just trying to go see them as often as possible. So invest in that. It's good for your self-care. You'll make the money back later, and who knows? You can do a pop-up gig, right?
Yeah.
Just work a gig, and then you're good to go.
Yeah.
Yep. Exactly.
Amazing. Well, thank you guys so much for taking the time to chat with us. It's been a long time coming. We'd love to have you back again.
Yes.
But in the form of a show, like let's rock out, show you the town, have a meal together.
For sure.
You know, hang out. We got a wicked skate park. We've got some wicked waterfront.
Let's do it.
Fun here.
Yeah, we'd love to.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And if anyone's listening and wants to follow you guys, where can they follow and listen?
We're on Instagram. The orchids.band is our username. We're also on Facebook, the same username. You can listen to us pretty much any streaming platform, Spotify, Apple Music, YouTube Music, all that stuff. We're also on Bandcamp as well. You can buy our album on Bandcamp. That would be much appreciated.
Everybody buy the album. Go get it.
Yeah.
You guys gotta get back out to see these bands. We have to perform, guys. Come on.
We got to leave the house.
Yep.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much again. And to everyone who's watching, until next time, keep it strange.
If you've enjoyed this, then you have to hit strangegrooves.com for more amazing content. To support this podcast and music community, go to patreon.com/strangegrooves. As always, keep it strange.